What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. Today is the day that we've all been waiting for. We are finally going to dyno test the Forester. So we are on our way to Alabama. It is 6:10 in the morning, and I woke up about 5:30, finished getting the truck loaded up, and we are currently on the road. And if you notice, this truck is not mine. As how everything goes, we had an issue with my truck. Of course, I've had all this planned for a while and everything was going well, and then we noticed a leak in the rear, around the passenger rear caliper of my truck. We thought it was brake fluid, so on Monday I took it apart. Turns out the inner hub seal was leaking and it was flinging gear oil all over the brakes, which was making them smoke, which is kind of a fire hazard. So somehow I found the parts from Ford and everything, got it fixed like Tuesday. Drove it around a few times. Blake used it to haul off some scrap, thought everything was good. And then Friday, which was yesterday, or excuse me, Thursday, which was yesterday, I was hauling a little bit of mulch and started doing it again. So then it was a mad scramble to try to find a truck large enough to tow my trailer. I only have one friend that has a diesel, and it was not available, and he can't tow my truck with anything else. So I went and tried to rent a diesel. They were all rented out. So luckily, my friend Mike, who we used to rallycross with, he's got a bunch of Porsches. I'm not sure if it's been in previous videos or not, but he's the guy we went over and fixed the fuel tank on the rally car not long ago, because he has a couple lifts. Anyways, he's got a 20-foot dovetail open trailer, which is back there. So with the lighter trailer, I was able to just go to U-Haul and rent a regular 1500. They gave me the new Chevy truck, which is most likely the ugliest pickup truck I've ever seen in my life, but it's new, it's got insurance, so we're safe. I didn't want to risk anything else getting stranded and costing me more money in the end. So anyways, we are on our way to dyno day. As you can see, Forester's in the back. We have a ton of fuel. We got some Ignite red, and then we got like 35 gallons of pump E85, so should be fun. Steve and Joel, there'll be actually 3 tuners with us, which you'll see later in the video, but they're on their way as well. We're all meeting there around 9 a.m., or excuse me, 10 a.m. in Alabama time, which is Central Time. So I'm gonna hit the road here and I'll update you guys as we go, but everything's going good so far. The truck's squatting pretty good, even though the Forester's not heavy, but it's towing it okay, and that's all that matters. So catch back up with you guys later. Alright guys, no major updates on the way. The truck did pretty good, as it should, because it's brand new. You can get a better picture of the Forester back there now. Obviously it was dark when we were recording that. We are like 1 mile, 1.1 miles from Sahid's place. I don't know if you can see that or not, but just up here, and you make a left, and then we'll be pulling in. So I think, so there's gonna be 3 tuners there today. Ed Hawkins, a guy named Joel, who I haven't met yet, but Steve knows, and then Steve, who tunes all of my cars. So it should be pretty fun, and Steve's bringing his new C6 Corvette, which we might race him later in the Forester if everything goes according to plan, so we'll see. Just to kind of show you guys how fast the Forester is. This is a stock C6 right now. He's just getting a tune on it before he puts some blower and some other mods on it. So we're gonna pull in shortly. I'll show you guys around a little bit, and then we're gonna get this thing strapped in the dyno. All right, car strapped down the dyno. There's Steve's Corvette. We're at Sahid's place. Dyno's in the back. All right, it's all strapped down. We gotta start flashing a tune.
Hold on, every day now Dyno be.
Alright guys, so we're running into a few issues as expected, which is why Steve's Corvette is on the dyno right now. Forrest is right there, and that's Nate. He works with Steve. So we ran into a few issues. I'm sure you guys saw a bunch of pulls. We kind of were dialing in the timing and didn't add boost for a little while. It was making good power and everything. We're to the point now where we are hitting the limitations of the turbo inlet because it's stock location, and the offset coupler, it's restricting some flow. We actually took the air intake off and we made 20 more horsepower, so even just the intake is a restriction. So I will need to come up with a significantly larger intake, but we also had to increase the wastegate spring pressure to 20 psi because it didn't want to hold up top. So right now we're at 605 wheel and like 550 foot-pounds. And we're gonna try it up to the wastegate, and then we'll have to figure out something with the intake. So I'll throw it back on after. Sorry, battery died. So here's the last few graphs. Last number we had 610.5, 541. That's at 35 pounds boost. It doesn't want to do any more than that with the intake. We already had to take the filter off. It's over there. So I've got to do something with that. I think there's a lot more power in it. The turbo can do like 40 psi, but it wasn't making any more for us here. So I need to fix the turbo inlet and then maybe put a bigger intake on it. But overall, for having air conditioning and stock intake, stock heads, no porting, pretty good. New springs are in. Let's try it again.